Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Mama Jojo Raw and Real, and if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button and please share this video. Today's video is going to be about packaging methods, what I use to package my customers orders. If you are new to my channel, I talk about with fasting, intermittent fasting. I'm a gut health coach. I'm a vegan nutrition coach. I talk about budgeting and financing. I'm starting a series on budgeting and financing. It's the Every Dollar app. I'm a Dave Ramsey fanatic. And I also talk about world cultures. But for today's video, I'm going to just highlight some of the things that I mail my customer orders in. And if you have an online business and you are just starting off, and you don't want to invest a lot of money in packaging materials, this is the video for you. And I got most of my things from eBay and Amazon, so you can go on there and just look at the different shipping methods that poly bags that I used. And I'm going to be demonstrating how I'm going to mail a huge item today. Someone bought a Sensorpedic extraordinary gusseted bed pillar, and I don't have the box size because right now everyone is quarantined at home. I went out to FedEx today and I was unable to find the size for the box size that will fit this. So I came up with some ideas. So I'm going to show you some little ideas and tricks that you can use in mailing your customers orders, because if you cannot find the appropriate box size or something, or sometimes you go to Walmart, you may not be lucky, or you go online, you may not be able to find the appropriate size, or you're a new business starting off and you don't have that kind of money to invest in customized boxes or products for you because you're trying right now to grow. It's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as your customer receive their goods in good condition. That's what matters. So like you see, I have this little envelope here. It's a bubble wrap, has some bubble wrap in it. I sell perfume oils, so because I sell perfume oils, it's in glasses, it's in the little bottles. I have the 1/3 ounce bottle and I have the 1 ounce, and then it goes to the 4 ounce bottle, the 16 ounce, and the 8 ounce and the 16 ounce bottle. So for the little ones that I bottles I have, it has a bubble wrap in there. As you can see, it has a bubble wrap. I just take the little bottle, put them in there, put the label on it, and then I'm ready to mail it. But what I do too is, for example, if it is winter time, and because this is paper and the inner is plastic, and sometimes I don't want the rain or the snow to kind of mess up the address and everything. So what I would do is I will neatly wrap it up, and then I'll put like a clear plastic covering on it. So let's say if someone bought like 6 or 7 bottles. I have a customer in Florida. His favorite fragrance is Penguin Rocks, and he will buy like 8 to 10 at a time. So I cannot fit 8 to 10 at a time in this little package, right? So what I will do, I'll take 4 items and I'll do 4 into 2 different packages, and then guess what? I have this large poly bubble wrap, and I'll put it in there, and then I'll put the label on it, make sure I seal it nicely, and I mail it out. And I don't use the post office mailing packages or their priority mail, because I do my shipping online. I create my labels online, and when you create your labels online, there is a special discount for you, and you can do the dimensions and everything there, and you get a better rate and you get a special discount. So for me, I don't use it, and I want to be fancy, so that's why I use this one for my tiny bottle of oils. Now I have two shopping bags here. So I use this one here, I use this one. So if someone bought a 4 ounce bottle of oil, I would take this bag, or I would use this bag. So like around Easter time, you see it has the pastel colors, or if it's a fancy lady, it just depends. And then sometimes I will have like blue and white. So around Christmas time, I will have the Christmas design bags. Around the 4th of July, I will have red, white, and blue. If it's back to school time, I will have the back to school poly bags with the backpacks on it. If it's Easter, I will have like the Easter eggs and everything. But as you can see, the coronavirus kind of took everybody by surprise. So a lot of businesses, people are not shopping a lot. So usually around Easter time, I will have like the boxes, the poly bags with the eggs and the different and the rabbits, you know, and the bunny. I'll have all of that, and then I'll mail my customer orders in there. So with this one, it can take like 4-ounce bottle. You take the 4-ounce bottle. So say based on my mood, sometimes I will have red and white poly bags and everything, but what it is I buy them when they come in 100 a pack. So I will, when I use this, when I'm down to 20, then I reorder. So I have this. So what it is I was down to 20 of this one, and I reordered this one. So what will happen is all of my customer orders will go out. But then I have my male customers that buy for me also, and you know, I don't want it to be mailing something feminine to them, because this is considered like a pink color. So sometimes what I would do, I would check for a blue poly bag or a plain poly bag like this one, but it has no bubble in it. That's what I would do. That's what I would use. Now I sell like skirts and other things, right? So when I do my vendor shows, this is the bag that I use. I get 100, 200 of these for $24 on eBay. So you see how the front of it is so pretty? And all of my clients, when I do a show, all of my clients want some, so they go very fast. Because let's say if I'm mailing something in it, if I'm serving a customer to put this in this bag, they'll say, oh, I love that bag and I have an extra one, so I buy like 200 a time. So when I'm doing a big show, based on the number of attendees, I will take all 200 with me. And for the most part, I will give, and some of them even want to buy it. But so I will put the customer, the orders in here, and then I will seal it, and I'll put my business card in here. So and this one is 17 by 14. So this is what I use basically for mailing. And as I said, I don't use the post office mailers because I want to be different. Now, for large items, like I sell purses, right? So my designer purses that I sell, I usually put insurance on them, and make sure when it's over $100, I put insurance on everything, because just in case it gets missing, I can go back with my receipt and the label, copy of the label, and then file a claim. But what I do, because I've been doing this for like 13 years now, so all the time that I do, when I have an order over $100, I use FedEx Express or FedEx Ground. That way I know for sure, even though it's a little expensive, but I know for sure the value, right? Because once I go in there putting all of the data and how much it will cost and everything. So I use FedEx because when it's an expensive item, I want them to receive it like within 2 days or the next day, or the maximum number of days for shipping that I prefer will be 3 days. So I use FedEx a lot for my items over $100. So for today, I'm going to show you. So I have this bag as well. See, I have my thank you sticker on it. So this is a large bag. So what I use is, I use it to ship my purses. Like I sell some designer purses and I sell some large items. I wouldn't fit in any of these bags. So I would take a nice bubble wrap and take a paper, and I wrap everything nicely and I seal it. You can peel this off, I seal it, I put the label on it. And the reason why I like to use these is because for the most part, it snows and it rains. We have season here, right? And I just like to protect myself from the liability, because if you put it in like a box and it rains on the box, or the post office guy leaves it at the door, right? And once he leaves it at the door, or someone picks it up and the box has been damaged because due to the weather, you tend to lose your item, or when the person lifts it up, it could just bust through or everything. So with this plastic covering, it makes it so simple. It saves it and water cannot penetrate it. That's what it is. So now, like this one I'm going to show you guys this. This is what this person purchased. You see how wide it is? This is so wide, right? As you can see, it's very wide. So I cannot find a box to fix this, to contain this. So what I decided to do is, in order to mail it, I'm going to take 2 of these here, because it's already in a box, and I cannot mail it like that, because you see, I don't want this part to show. So I will take this part right here. I'm going to take 2 of these here. See? 2 of these here. See? So, this one here. This is 2 poly bags I'm going to take here. And I'm just going to put this other one over here like that. See? See what I'm talking about? And I'm going to seal it. Seal all angles around it. Put the tip around it. Remove the peel off. And put it around it and put the label on it, and I drop it at the FedEx office. Because a box, if I went out to Uline or on eBay or to one of these places where they sell shipping supplies, with this length and weight of this item, I would expect to pay at least $8 for a box, right? But now that I'm putting this in a poly bag because it's springtime and it's going to be raining, I'm putting it in a poly bag. I bought like 50 of these bags for like maybe $12 or $13 on eBay. So I'm saving a lot more because I have a lot of purses that I have to sell, and as I said, the purses wouldn't fit in either of those other sizes. So this is so economical, and I'll do it nicely, and put everything together, and there we go. It's ready to go. Now the next box that I use, you will find me using a FedEx box. This is a FedEx box that I use. And the reason why I'm using a FedEx box is I have a client who bought these here. She bought these Mikasa Japanese 5-piece spoon set, right? So what it is she paid $68 for shipping. So because she paid $68 for shipping, and she's in California, so what I'm doing, I'm using FedEx, and I'm going to do like 2-day shipping to California, yes, because she paid enough money to receive her items within 2 days. And as I said, what I always do is whenever a customer buys something, unless I don't have it in inventory at home, I try to mail it the same day. And what it is because the cutoff time for pickup for most of the shipments, FedEx is at 6 o'clock, UPS will be at 6 o'clock, and post office comes at 3 to 4 o'clock. So what I do is, if they buy the item before 2 o'clock, I will ship the same day, because it gives me 2 hours to put the items together to be able to meet the post office deadline, the shipping deadline. But if they buy it after 2 o'clock, they buy after 4 o'clock, it means that the post office, the USPS post office will not pick up, and then it means I have to scramble around to go to UPS office or to FedEx office. So what I would do is I just don't do that. So whenever they buy something after 4 o'clock, I just wait until the next business day and I mail it. And sometimes it may not even be in stock, or sometimes I have to go to other sources to get from my suppliers. So for the most part, and if it is a high quality item, I like to ship it myself. But for the most part, I do drop shipping as well. So for example, like I had a customer who was having a gala, and she ordered these bracelets, and she ordered 500 of them. All right, she ordered some kind of bracelet with 500 of them, and it was going to Texas for a company to give to people as gifts. They were going to sell those things. So she ordered them. When she ordered them, and what I did was, because the quantity was so much, I didn't want to pay shipping to come to me and then pay shipping to go out to California. So I just had my supplier ship it directly from them, told them what I wanted in there, because usually with a high dollar amount item, I will give them a gift, or I will give them a fan or something. So I just told my supplier, okay, put this extra in there for her, put that extra in there for them, and then they did it, and they mailed it out to me, because when someone spend that kind of a money, like for me, when someone spend that kind of a money, you want to give them quality service, you want them to receive their package on time, and you want them to recommend you. So for where I've reached now, a lot of the things that I do is on referral basis because I have repeat customers, and for the most part I have monopolized certain markets with certain organizations, so that has blessed me. I have no competitions in those areas, but still you just have to be pushing. So if you have an online business and you're thinking about starting an online store and you don't want to invest, because I used to go on eBay and buy all of these boxes when I used to sell like the tonic and everything, and I used to sell those like 10 or 15 or 20 a day. So I kept buying boxes, so I had to look for a way to reduce my overhead. So that's when I upgraded myself to the poly bags, and I got it with bubble wrap. I'll do the bubble wrap, and then I'll wrap it nicely and put it in a poly bag, and then I'll mail it. And then what I would do is, like if I have a breakable item, what I would do is I will put it in the poly bag, and then I will test it on the floor. Like I will test it, I will throw it real hard just in case, because sometimes items get damaged in the shipping process too. And if something get damaged, the post office won't tell you say it got damaged, so it's on you. So that's what we go through, because sometimes people packages with me even get stolen. So like I can tell some of my customers, or make sure to have a ring at your door, because my packages have been stolen as well. So these are the different tips that I do to ensure that I have repeat customers, to ensure that my customers' items are mailed in quality bags and they are safe, they're not ruined by the snow, the water, or anything, and that I use the appropriate boxes, I use the appropriate insurance and everything to get my customers the items on time. So if you have a business and you ship out and you use another method, of shipping, or you use other items for shipping your customers' orders, please share what you do, and then we can learn from each other and grow our business. And remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and if you like my channel, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Mama Jojo, Roy, and Bria.